Good morning! I am all ready now, but I'm gonna rewind to when I start getting ready this morning. So let's just quickly get started. Let's see. I'm gonna walk to school, and even though it's a cloudy day, the rays are still abundant in the atmosphere. So it's very important to protect your skin. This is thinking for the long run, isn't it? Also, thank you to our friend Eugen again for gifting this to me. This is a really nice sunscreen. It applies like a lotion. It's from Etude House. I have lost the cap to my concealer, but thankfully I've used enough of it so that if it presses down a little bit, it's not the worst thing. It doesn't come out. I just put a little bit into my hand. I think that it's more effective when I warm up my concealer. It just applies more evenly. I did a get ready with me pretty recently, sometime last month. So the routine hasn't changed too much. I'm just gonna chit chat about other things. And I also wanted to mention an app I've been using, which is Simple Habit, and this is a sponsored video with them. In general, everything has been good. We just came back from our Thanksgiving recess, and in our school we get the entire 5 days of school off instead of just the Thanksgiving weekend, so that was so much needed. Of course, you always have the thought that you can do all this homework during break, even though we had a trip to Maine planned a month ahead of time. I was thinking that I can focus while I was there or something, but you know, I'm not that surprised that I didn't get a lot done. However, when I was on the trip, time flew by so fast, and I really enjoyed every second of it because, of course, I did have moments where I had a little bit of tiny panic in my head. I was honest with myself. I didn't want to do it, and instead of feeling bad about that, I just sat there and really enjoyed a cozy time by the fire, looked around and saw my sister, friend, boyfriend just chilling out, doing their own thing in the same cabin living space. That moment of my life, well lived and not regretted. I'm paying for the procrastination. I am paying for responsibility I put on myself as a result, but hey, I was there. I knew. I made the choices. So yeah, I'm really bad about wearing sunscreen. I always forget, but just realized that it leaves me really dewy, and I want to have a very matte look today, so I'm using my Wilder just lightly. The makeup scene is a mess right now for me. I don't have a proper brow pencil. This is what's left of mine. If I twist enough, this will fall out because it broke off some time ago, but I carefully placed it back inside, and it's like a balancing act. I normally like to get an auburn or some sort of reddish tinted eyebrow pencil. It's fine since my roots are so grown out anyways. I can just have dark brows and match that. I am getting my roots redone this winter though, and I also don't mind the dark roots. I guess it's season appropriate, but it's also not the cheapest to maintain and update your hair. But I do dye my hair at home. I can just go into this in a different video because some people are very curious about how I maintain the color, and as you notice, my natural brow goes up to about here where my eye ends, but I like to draw it way extra long. I extend it just because I like it, so I'm gonna do that. And this pencil is very wide and flat, so definitely not precise at all, but I don't even care these days. But you know, on the other days where you just need that extra push to go outside and just enjoy the day, you need to feel good about yourself, have fun applying makeup in the morning, and hope for the best. The dark brows are in. You see? This is not my favorite print design. I feel like it really has no relation to the element of surprise, but this is the thing that my sister and I were talking about over break, just because I guess when you study art and design, you have to analyze it so much. You just see ugliness everywhere you go because you see poor design and the flaws and everything, and especially my sister just loves to point it out. Like when we watched the new Fantastic Beasts movie, and when we were playing a board game, at the end she's just saying like, oh, it wasn't as enjoyable because of this flaw and that flaw and this flaw. And yeah, I agree, and she was right about them, but it's kind of like sometimes you just wish that you didn't see the flaws and everything. You can apply that metaphor to a lot of different things in life, and it's just the sad part of growing up. But there's a lot of other nice freedoms that come with growing up and having independence. I was one of those kids that ever since I was very young, I just always wanted to be an adult. I think ever since I was 3 or 4, always looking forward to it. Prairie is sleeping right next to me, and it's really adorable. She looks like she's having a seizure because she's dreaming. The vlog for over the break is going to be a little bit delayed because of all of the work that I've piled up for school. And it's only 2 weeks until finals. Okay, when I say finals, I mean when everything is due. So we're kind of already in finals. We're just swimming in the danger zone. 15 days or even 14 days until my presentation day, you know, the last couple of times where I put everything in that room. I'm not as scared because I think with each year of school, I come to realize that every time you kind of feel like you can't do something, you need to find a way, and eventually it will work out if you put effort in. And speaking from experience, I know that I've felt very lost, confused, or overwhelmed, but then in the end, it all worked out okay, and I look back at it fondly and not cringe. I know that even though I only have 14 days, that 2 weeks from today, something will work out and it will be good. That is kind of a pep talk that I have to give myself. And I'm not the best when handling stress, honestly, but this morning, and something that I've been incorporating to my routine, is meditation with the Simple Habit app, and that's what I wanted to talk about. Let me open up mine. If you haven't heard of Simple Habit, it is a meditation app that is designed to incorporate into your busy lifestyle. So there's just so many varied sessions. 5-minute is really common, 1 minute, and there's 10-minute ones that I've done as well. And really it is just to incorporate breaks into your busy life so that you can center yourself, work on your mindfulness, awareness, and overall boost your productivity, how well you sleep, and help you live better. When I first downloaded this, it was over a month ago, and I actually documented a lot of the processes. And I remember that you first start off by checking off some of your habits or your preferences, such as when you would like to meditate. For me, I selected that I wanted to meditate when I'm walking, so on the way home from school, I can take 5 minutes in that walk. When you make an account, you set your preferences, customize it to your lifestyle, and most importantly, it's really helpful for beginners. It's like a guide, and they help you set goals without you really having to know or be super ambitious in terms of wanting to meditate. They have a lot of different therapists and licensed people that talk you through it basically whenever you choose to listen. Because the reason why I never really stuck with it successfully in the past is because I had an impression that there's a right way to do stuff and you have to sit really still, and I just couldn't do that. But nowadays, I find myself listening to this when I might be walking, like I said, or doing chores at home. And this morning specifically, I kind of had a little bit of an anxious moment, and I was like really sweaty, and I took my sweater off because I was just so sweaty everywhere and I needed to meditate. But I was just pacing around my room and just practicing deep breathing. You don't have to sit still, pretend you're at perfect peace when you can't. So whatever really works for you, that is what I do. I pace a lot, and I also listen to multiple. There's really no rules. There's a meditate section and then a whole sleep category. I didn't even realize this just because at night I've been using Sleep Better Deep Relaxation, and I'm in the second session, and it really is like a learning thing, because when you begin a session, it's maybe like 10 sessions long or 18 long, and you're expected to learn from one and take the information that you learn, and will get more and more difficult or complicated as you go through the days. During this last break, I didn't meditate because I was so relaxed, and I was like, oh yeah, it's fine. So I broke my week streak. To put simply, I genuinely enjoy the app, and I intend to keep using it. And if you're interested, they have an $11.99 per month subscription, and if you are signed up for a year, it's $7.99 a month. And you can use the app for free, but what I've noticed before I got the membership is that you cannot complete entire sessions, and you're only able to do the first or second one, and you need to be premium in order to complete the entire thing. But as I was saying, there are a lot of things that help me stay centered. I have a good support system, my friends at school, my sister, my boyfriend. I go to church every weekend, which is important to me, as well as this new app that I've been using for the past month. I feel good about relying on my friends, my family, my boyfriend. I don't feel like I'm a waste of their time. I think that's one thing that I've always been good at, is I'm not afraid to ask for help. And I think it's because I know deep down that for the people I genuinely care about, no matter what they need, I'll always be there for them. So it should be the same way. It's a two-way street. So it should be the same way for me. This morning, one of the meditations that I listened to, he said that knowing how to be kind and loving to yourself is one of the hardest things. And I really believe that's true. Eyeshadow is my favorite part of my routine, which is why I keep going back. But I kind of like to have a balanced look, which is why I skip to different features. But I've been skipping mascara and eyeliner for the last month. And what I do instead is just really contour my lid area. I take this bronze umber color and work at the very outer corners, and that's just substitutes my eyeliner for me. I always forget about my inner corner highlight for some reason, but this is really nice. Makes you look refreshed and concentrated. Hee, which is a lie. I have too many lip products, so I don't let myself purchase new ones, but what I've been having fun with recently is mixing colors to get colors that I don't have. And I'm gonna put my Marc Jacobs, it's kind of a, what color is this? I got this in 2015, and it's been sitting untouched. Sometimes you fall out of love with colors that you once really liked, and this is just a little bit too brown for my liking, so I thought, why not try mixing it with a really orange red? And I really like this color. As for my hair, I washed it this morning. It looks really matted, and I'm gonna put in some amla oil. So some of you might know now that I finally released merch. It was such a long time coming, and that's why this morning I had a little bit of a freak out, because by the time this video is up and published, my campaign would already be running, and I'm using the site Bonfire, where you purchase the crew neck or the t-shirt, and it's a pre-order, so it will ship out by a set date, and I believe it ends December 10th. So there are about 2 weeks allotted for orders to go in. I don't know why I put so much pressure on myself, because I thought I've never had merch before. I really wanted to be good, and I just completely overthought it a lot. And at one point I almost finalized a design that I completely trashed. Some people might have seen it because I messaged and asked your opinion, so thank you for giving me your feedback. But at the end of the day, I knew that I wasn't comfortable and I wasn't proud of it, so I trashed the idea. And it was a floral design, but now it's a kitty cat, and I wanted to wear it to film today, but it's in my mailbox and Tyler has my mail key. I can't get it. I look through the tiny hole and I can see, and it just so happened that Tyler was away for a couple of days just when I needed it, so I'm just gonna wait until he gets back. And he is away because he's sorting out a new job, and it's really exciting. I'm not really sure any concrete plans, so I'm not gonna say until he gets back and we talk about it, but that's why he was away. So that's the end of my chit chat, because I need to grab lunch and go to class. Cross my fingers that I can stay positive for the rest of the day, because Mondays are tough for me. Prairie woke up now. She kind of tolerates me holding her, because in the beginning she still doesn't love it, but I'm gonna sign off with her now. Thank you so much for spending time with me here. Tell me how you're doing or what you thought of this video. If you're interested in Simple Habit, the link below is for you. You can get a 7-day free trial that's premium, so you can download it right away and start today. Sending you all our love. Prairie is not happy with me, by the way, so let me just put her down. Until next time, bye!